Hi, everyone. Welcome to a webinar presentation by the Office of Parent and Family Programs. We are here to tell you more about what we do and how we support you and your students at UC San Diego. And we want to congratulate you one more time for your students' admission to the University California, San Diego. And we're looking forward to sharing what we have in store for you. My name is Karina Vio. I'm the Senior Officer for the Office of Parent and Family Programs. Dan is my partner in the work that we do, and he will introduce himself in just a moment. I have been working with the parent and family population for almost 9.5 years, about 6 years at UC San Diego, and about 3.5 years at a previous institution. And I am very glad to work with the population of parent and families because it gives me a different perspective of higher education, how you experience college with your students. Prior to working with parents and families, I work with students. And so I also have that knowledge of providing opportunities and resources to students so they can make the best of their time at the university. And in this role, I get to bridge your perspective, your students' perspective, and tie that in with the resources of the university so we can provide you the best Triton experience as possible. Dan, you want to introduce yourself?
Of course. My name is Dan Perez. I am the program coordinator for the Office of Parent and Family Programs. I've been in this role with the office for just over 1.5 years now. Before that, I come from having a wealth of experience working in student life. And in the positions I've held before, I've always been working with parents, be it through new student and family orientation, through residential education, and a lot of the other positions I've had. So I really enjoy being able to include parents and families with students in their journey at a university and making the parents and families feel connected to the campus, not just the student being at the university, but I really like including the families with their student in the campus community. And so one of the reasons why I really enjoy the work that I do with Karina with the Office of Parent and Family Programs. And speaking of our office, just to let you know who we are the go-to place for all families and parents of undergraduate students here at UC San Diego. Most of our campus partners will recognize us through the several programs we put on throughout the year, be it Homecoming and Family Weekend, Siblings Day, and they may see us at Triton Days for newly admitted UC San Diego students as well. But much of our work is also spent answering questions for parents about their students' adjustment to campus, their students' health and wellness, and their students' transition from college to the, quote, real world as they are approaching graduation and finishing their time here at UC San Diego. We see parents and families and students throughout the entire timeline of a student's journey here, and we are always here to support parents and families in getting answers to their questions and helping them find the resources that they need to better support their student. And your questions are going to change. We understand this as your student continues on throughout their journey here at UC San Diego and they transition from class year to class year, and their interests will form and also change. And we want to make sure that we can support you in being able to support what they're doing and what they want to do with their time here at UC San Diego. And we do this work in partnership with plenty of different campus departments. And we really appreciate the collaborative spirit that our campus partners share with us. And we're going to cover a lot of those initiatives during today's webinar.
All right, so let me talk to you about our guiding principles. Our guiding principles are really important to us. They help shape how we do our work. They help shape the quality of work that we do and the services and the resources that we provide to you. You are a distant population to us, and what we mean by that is that you're all over the world. You're within the United States, you're outside of California. We have families in many parts outside of the United States. And so we've always connected with you via phone or email. And the times when we were allowed to be physically in the same space, we would have the opportunity to interact with you through a lot of the different programs that we host, one of which is Homecoming and Family Weekend that Dan will talk about in a slide or two. But by having those guiding principles, we are aware of how important it is for us to stay connected with you. And so providing the accessibility for you to connect with us and for us to connect with you is very important to us. And like I mentioned, email and phone number are the primary ways to stay connected. We have our social media accounts as well, where we have a lot of activity going on from our parents and families. We are supportive. We want to make sure we share resources and information with you that you can take into your own memory bank, and perhaps use it when you have a conversation with your students. Say, hey, I learned this resource from the newsletter. It might be helpful for you as you explore, this project. We are committed to you. In any circle that we find ourselves in on campus with campus partners, we keep you in mind. We want to make sure that the resources and the information that we provide to you, what we learn from our campus partners, we have you in mind and you supporting your students. We are service oriented. We do good service. We do it with attention and with care, and that's very important to us. So those are the guiding principles that we hold near and dear that help us to do our work well, and to make sure that you feel like you're supported by UC San Diego, by the Office of Parent Family Programs, no matter where you are in the world.
And as Karina and I have mentioned before, a lot of our work, aside from helping support parents and families when they come to us, is us putting on events and programs for those parents, families, and students. Our major programs that we participate in would be parent and family orientation, such as what this webinar is a part of that you're attending virtually this year. Also, we take a huge part in planning homecoming and family weekend, a program that has been going on for more than a decade when it comes to family weekend, and really inviting families to spend time with us on campus and their students, and offering not only fun events for them to do as a family, but developmental sessions in which they can learn more about resources and ways that they can better support their student here at UC San Diego. And Siblings Day, where we invite those siblings of undergraduate students to come learn more about their student's life here on campus and what it means to be a college student, and also be more interested in attending college themselves and maybe even want to attend UC San Diego. And we do a lot of the work with our events with our collaboration and expertise, specifically knowing who our partners are, the resources that they offer, and reaching out to them to help develop sessions and events for our parents and families of our undergraduate students, so that we can ensure that we are sharing their expertise as well. Not just this expertise that Karina and I have, but we want to make sure that we can expose parents and family members throughout our events to those campus partners so that they can learn more about the resources and support services that they offer. And so through all of our events, we're always working with many different campus partners and departments to provide top quality events throughout the year. And we also mentioned that some other programs you may find is that throughout the year, because we've done some presentations like this webinar already for the Tritons Summer Academy, and also for the Chancellor's Associate Scholars Program and Summer Bridge. So not only do we include our campus partners in the events that we put on, but they also include us. So you will see Karina and I pop up at many different events throughout the year when we're speaking with families and parents of undergraduate students, because we're all working together to ensure that the journey that the student has is inclusive of their family and their support system, because we know how important the family support is to a student's success here at UC San Diego.
Okay, so as you're starting your time at UC San Diego, first year with your student, and maybe it's your first student out of other children, or your last, or your middle, or your only, we use Maslow's hierarchy to conceptualize the nature of your questions. And your questions are normal, your questions are expected, and your questions are going to be about the total well-being of your student. Is my student okay? And the okay part of that question is, are they getting the food and the water that they need? Are they feeling safe? Is the campus providing the measures necessary to keep my students safe? Is my student making friends? Do they get a sense of belonging and love on campus? Are they making connections with friends? Are they making connections with faculty and staff? Are they feeling a sense of esteem and confidence, feeling a sense of achievement? Are they doing well in classes? Are they accessing resources to study abroad, to do internship? And all of that makes sense and is needed to be fulfilled so that your student feels like they're being their full selves, that they are functioning in the best way that they can when these needs are met. And so your questions will be around just that. You might be thinking, well, are my questions still gonna look the same and sound the same if my student is learning from home remotely this season and this time of COVID-19? Yes, you will. You still want to know that your student will be connected to campus and resources that we continue to provide. Our resources that we have on campus, whether it's advising or from counseling and psychological services or student organization, I mentioned study abroad, they still exist, they're still functioning, they're just accessible in different ways. So your questions and your concerns about your students' well-being and doing well at UC San Diego will remain. You will be actually right there in the experience with your students. So if they are at home, learning from home, you'll be able to see exactly what's happening with your student. And it provides a great opportunity for you all to communicate. If your student is learning from campus, from their residential house, or room, again, your questions will remain, and you will still want to know what resources are going to be available as your students taking classes from campus. So we wanted to share that concept so that we can normalize your questions about your students' start at UC San Diego. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, Dan?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head with talking about how just because the university has shifted to a distance learning for the fall quarter, that the majority of classes are going to be online. The questions that we see are mainly going to be the same. They just may look different. Those trends of, is my student being successful in their classes? Are they making friends? Are they connecting to the UC San Diego community? Those questions that we see traditionally throughout every school year are going to come up again. They're just going to be presented in a different way, or they're going to have different answers. But they all tie back to Maslow's and ensuring that the student is healthy, the student is well, and the student's succeeding. And we are prepared to provide those answers, those resources, and those support services to you, the parents and family members of these UC San Diego students, in order to ensure that the students are well, they are healthy, and that they are succeeding. And I know that it's going to be a little different too, especially for those students who are going to be continuing working from home with their families and sharing space and having to negotiate about when, it's schoolwork time or when it's family responsibility time. And parents may have more exposure to the student's work and the student's studying habits and what that looks like. And we really just, I think, Karina, you would agree, we just want to encourage you all to speak with your student and really kind of figure out what's going to work best for all parties involved, if that's the situation you may come into the fall quarter with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be different for everyone, and depending on your family dynamics, the makeup of your family, where you all live, you'll find ways to strategize around this new normal, like a lot of people have said, that will work well for your family. And I think a nice transition to that is to share our website and what you can find on our website to help you kind of find out some information to help you negotiate space with your student.
Yeah, and of course. And I always say that our website is one of the best tools we have for parents and families to access our services anytime, anywhere. And just to talk through a few features that we have on our website, it's parents.ucsd.edu. And here you're going to find a multitude of different resources of information. One of the main ones that parents will call or email us about is paying the bill. So under that tab, You'll be able to look up on how to receive billing statements and paying tuition, information about the trip payment plan that's offered by the university, and how to waive UC ship health insurance, for example, if your student will already be covered under another policy. Under our resources tab, you're going to find a plethora of different publications and resources that we put out, like our quarterly Triton Connection newsletter. You can sign up to receive not only communication from our office, but the university with the information under our resources versus through the service of Triton Alerts. And you will also find our publications tab, where we have our parent guide, our calendar of events, which I'll go into later. And finally, you can contact us. And we actually have a special feature for Spanish speakers, Ayuda en Español, where those parents or family members, if they would like to ask and receive an answer in Spanish, may fill out a form and send that question to us, which we will be able to get one of our staff members to respond to them in Spanish. And as I had mentioned, the language accessibility that we have through Ayuda en Español, our entire website, utilizing the Google Translate tool, is available in any preferred language. So you just select which language you would like to view our website in and set it, and every single page that we have is available for translation. And again, one last thing is to make sure that with all the ever-changing updates and new information going on during the current COVID-19 pandemic, we do have the running banner for information and updates for how the campus is responding and the plans for the future through this banner that's located here where it says COVID-19 updates. And you can also visit coronavirus.ucsd.edu for more information. And I had mentioned this previously, but under our resources tab, you're going to find the 4 C's, as we call them, and that's going to be the campus contacts, the checklist, and the calendar. Now, this is important because we really talk about how this is the ultimate playbook for your student's academic year. So you can come in here, make sure you review the checklist, which covers important things to know when starting the academic year, important deadlines through our calendar, including billing, sometimes it's paperwork information that needs to be filed, financial aid, acceptance, all of those important deadlines. And then also the campus contacts. So when you're looking to get in touch with a department because you may have a question about something related to your student's journey here at UC San Diego, you would like to reach out to the bookstore because you've got to order books now that may get shipped to you, or you need an ebook help for your student, or any of the other campus partners that we have that's listed here. So we really highly recommend going to our parent and family guide, checking out the 4 C's, because it's going to get you and your student prepared for a very successful year here at UC San Diego.
I like that word, playbook. I think it's very fitting. We want to know how to start the academic year, and that's a great place to start. So tying back into what your questions might be around Maslow's hierarchy, what you might find out on our website, so you learn resources about UC San Diego and what we provide to keep you connected to the university. We want to share this information because orientation is an onboarding program. We don't want this to be a static program, but that it's part of a series of other information and opportunities to learn about UC San Diego and the Office of Parent and Family Programs. So what we want to share here is that we also provide an orientation program for families of incoming international students that we're hosting from September 21st through the 24th. And again, this is virtual. Our families will receive an invitation to register for the event and get more information as to how to access our webinar sessions for that week. Dan mentioned this. Homecoming and Family Week from October 19th through the 25th. Again, we're hosting a series of different sessions during that week that we tie from what we're sharing with you now, what you'll learn at the colleges and other places on campus, with the sessions that you'll hear during that time during Homecoming and Family Week. So again, we're continuing the conversation of what else do you need to know to support your student, whether your student is learning from home, from campus, or otherwise. We're engaging our parent ambassadors. We have about 100 parent ambassadors who help in a number of different ways on campus, who will participate in roundtables. Dan and I are professionals. We run the office. We can share as much as we can about UC San Diego. But what's really valuable is when parents and parents talk to one another. It's when students and students talk to one another. And there's a lot of life and skills and experiences that can be shared that folks can learn from one another. So this roundtable is going to be just about that. And then another way to know what's going on campus on a quarterly basis is through the Triton Family Connection e-newsletter that we send in September, in December, in March, and in June. And in that newsletter, you'll learn information about the university, again, how to support your student, and how to use that information to help your student meet their academic and social goals. We're launching the first generation e-newsletter as well. The first generation e-newsletter are for folks whose student is first generation. I'm first generation, Dan is first generation. And what that means is that neither of our parents went to college and gained a 4-year degree. So we acknowledge that the experience is completely different for that family. We've experienced it personally, and we want to make sure that we provide that service and that we acknowledge that experience. And so please visit the website. It's right there. We're looking for families of first generation students to talk about their experience, to share their assets, to share their gifts that others can also learn from. So definitely look for these. They will come to you via email, and the website is updated where you can also learn more information about this information.
And I would say that if you haven't yet, please check out our website and take a trip over to the Homecoming tab to look at all the events that we have planned virtually this year for Homecoming at home for parents and families to join in. It includes some roundtable confidentials with Trident parent and family ambassadors, like Karina mentioned, some sessions based around how you and your student can be creative in collaborating and creating spaces, depending on where they're working from this fall quarter, on how to be successful in attending class and studying, maybe not at campus, but at home, and how to be creative around that. And also, if we have, we will be presenting our Family of the Year award as well. So there's a multitude of different events and sessions to attend. And so we highly encourage you checking it out and attending it this year. And lastly, thank you for attending this session. We hope that you have gotten a great deal of information from it. And we really hope that you will engage with our office during your students' time here at UC San Diego. And you can do that in a multitude of different ways. You can, again, check out our website, parents.ucsd.edu. Send us an email, parents@ucsd.edu. Give us a phone call. Our number is listed right there at 858-534-7273. Or you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at UCSD Parents and Facebook at Trident Parents. We're very active. We have a very active community of parents on social media. So please, whatever modality you would like to connect with us, we will be here to connect with you. Thank you all.
Thank you.